Buying or selling property in South Africa involves a legal process called conveyancing. There are usually 3 different attorneys involved: a transferring attorney, a bond attorney, and sometimes a bond cancellation attorney. Let's walk through the process step by step so you know exactly what to expect. The process starts when a buyer is found and the offer to purchase is signed. This agreement sets out the price and conditions of the sale. If the buyer needs finance, they apply for a home loan with a bank or financial institution. In most cases, the buyer makes use of the bond originator, who applies to one or more banks on the purchaser's behalf to secure the best possible home loan. If the loan is approved, the bank appoints bond attorneys to attend to the registration of the bond. In South Africa, the seller appoints the conveyancing attorney, who will handle the transfer of the property. This is when the Beer Claassen attorneys are formally instructed. The conveyancing attorney opens the transfer file and begins the legal process. We are legally required to obtain FICA documents from both the buyer and seller. FICA helps to prevent fraud and confirms each party's identity and address. If the buyer or seller is a company, closed corporation, or trust, we are required to obtain more detailed FICA information, including documents relating to the entity itself and the individuals behind it. The specific documentation required will be clearly communicated to the parties to ensure compliance and avoid unnecessary delays. At this stage, the conveyancing attorney becomes the central point of contact in the transaction. We communicate and coordinate with the buyer, the seller, the estate agent, the banks and bond attorneys, the bond cancellation attorneys, the municipality, and where applicable, the body corporate or managing agents. This ensures that everyone is aligned, timelines are managed, and the transfer progresses smoothly with clear and regular updates. If the seller has an existing bond, the conveyancing attorney applies to the seller's bank for bond cancellation figures. At the same time, and often before the bond cancellation process is finalized, the conveyancing attorney applies for the municipal clearance figures and clearance certificate to confirm that the seller's rates and taxes are paid in advance, and to help prevent delays in the transfer process, as this can take some time to obtain. The seller is responsible for paying the bond cancellation fee, which is usually between 5,000 and 7,000 Rand. These steps are managed early to help prevent unnecessary delays in the transfer process. With this information in place, the attorneys prepare the transfer documents, and where applicable, the bond registration and bond cancellation documents. The buyer and seller then sign the required documents with the conveyancing attorney. At this stage, it's important to understand the cost involved. Purchaser typically pays transfer duty if applicable, transfer attorney fees, bond registration costs if applicable. Seller typically pays bond cancellation fees, estate agent's commission, rates and taxes up to date, compliance certificates where applicable, including electrical certificate of compliance, gas certificate of compliance, electrical fence certificate of compliance, beetle certificate, plumbing certificate. Not all properties require all of these certificates, and the conveyancing attorney will advise which compliance certificates are applicable to your transaction. The conveyancing attorney applies to SARS for a transfer duty receipt in every property transfer. If no transfer duty is payable, SARS issues a transfer duty exemption certificate instead. If the property is a flat, townhouse, or sectional title unit, the conveyancing attorney also obtains required levy clearance and insurance certificates from the body corporate. The conveyancing attorney appoints a correspondent attorney to assist with lodgement. Once the transferring attorney, bond attorney, and bond cancellation attorney are all ready, the documents are lodged together at the deeds office. Registration usually takes place between 7 and 10 working days after lodgement, provided there are no queries. The seller receives the purchase price, and the buyer becomes the registered owner of the property. At the Beer Claassen attorneys, we manage every step of the conveyancing process clearly, professionally, and with regular communication. If you're buying or selling property and want a smooth, well-managed transfer, contact the Beer Claassen attorneys. The Beer Claassen attorneys, guiding you step by step.